Hi, and welcome to Hangouts with Jules. You guys, it's so great to see you here on our last Hangout together for this series. And there will be another series directly after this one. It starts next Monday. So if you feel like you need a little review, then you can just sign up again, because these are large group coaching sessions, the Hangouts with Jules series that we're on. We are going to be having some amazing Hangouts coming up that will be more intimate groups of just 10, and they'll be interactive, so you guys will actually be in the Hangout with me, and we will be conversing and talking together, and just making sure that that we are going to be moving forward and having some fun. And so those will be more of a coaching situation. You'll be able to ask all your questions. We'll be looking at all of your specific profiles, and you'll have a little group of people that you can support one another. So it'll be really fun. So anybody, I have a couple of polls that I'm going to be putting out in a little bit, and I want to make sure that you guys take a minute and just answer those poll questions so that I can find out what's next for all of us. So we are really going to be diving in deep. So let's see, we are, today is all about, we're going to be talking about mindset today. In the past 4 Hangouts, we have talked about the profile and the best way to fill out your profile so that you can get the correct answers. We have talked about how to get around in your PH360 profile. We have talked about food and constructing various recipes and putting things together so that you can get around with your PH360. And we have also talked about all the other areas, and hopefully you guys really got a great experience of how much fun that was to look at some of the other areas and how important they are. And so hopefully we have been able to kind of getting you guys in the picture, the swing of things, where you are now fully vested and knowing all about your PH360, and maybe can even help some of your family and friends that you've gotten on board with PH360. And so we're super excited about that. And I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, we had such an awesome group of people, all the people that had been asking for their family and friends to be able to be part of PH360. We had a fantastic promotion with everybody. You guys really got out there and got some of your friends and family enrolled, and now some of you are going to be cooking for more than just you in your PH360. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit today too. In fact, why don't we start right there? So, you know, this last summer, I had the pleasure and honor of having Matt and Rebecca come and stay at my house. And we were having a PH360, we spent a couple of months actually at my house. And so we were all doing PH360 together, and all on different PH360 programs. I mean, each one of us had various foods. And so the way we did it is, especially Bex and I, but also Matt sometimes, we had a lot of fun with it. We would all find out what the other people could have, and then we would come up with all these crazy recipes involving the ingredients that were parts that we could all have. And so, you know, we would create a vegetable dish that had all of our priority vegetables in it. And then, you know, sometimes some people were on something different. Like, for instance, there was this time when Rebecca, we call her Bex actually, but when Bex she had duck on her profile, and nobody had duck but Bex. And she was so excited about duck. She would go to the store and buy these, you know, duck breasts and cook them, and then she would eat duck while we were all having our other PH360 food. And so it's totally good to do this. You guys can just put it together and have fun with it. And you know, it doesn't do any good to spend any time being stressed, because I know we've already talked about this, that your cells are, it's really important from your cells point of view that you guys could really be giving your cells what they need in order to thrive. And the only way they can thrive is if they're not experiencing stress. Because stress is like, it's like turning it's like clenching down and constricting all of your veins and beating up your cells with like little invisible beaters, because that's what stress does to our cells and our veins and our organs and our brain. It constricts everything. And so do we want to live a constricted life, or do we want to live a totally big life, you guys? That's the question. All right. So there's a couple of things that we need to develop as we go along with PH360. And I'm just going to talk about this really quick and then we're going to get to questions. So you guys can start asking your questions. Just start writing your questions up and I'll start answering them shortly. There's only 2 powers in this whole world that really give you the most growth and transformation. There's only 2, you guys, because you can learn everything that you could learn. And you could have all the tools at your beck and call. But there's 2 things that are required to actually make a difference, to transform something, to really grow in an area. And if you want to grow, we're not talking, PH360 isn't just about losing some weight. I mean, we are talking about changing your lifestyle so that you are in charge of your body, that you don't need to go to your doctor to have him manage your pains, manage your diseases, that you can actually get your body balanced and out of a disease state and into a thriving state. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about living the old-fashioned way, where you are putting everything that you put into your body and everything that you do with your body, that you are totally aware of what is going to make your body thrive. And in that moment, then you are going to have the power to make a transformation occur for you. But just knowing it isn't going to do it. So the first thing that is critical, there's 2 powers that you need for growth and transformation. The first one is mindset. And I know we've heard that before, and it's kind of like, oh, mindset. But mindset is so important, you guys. So when you're doing your PH360, when you're implementing these new programs and things that are going to really be beneficial for your body, you are developing this optimistic, motivated, confident, like loving yourself mindset. That's what we need to do. So, you know, when you're looking at your foods, that you're finding ways to love what's there and have fun with it and be motivated and optimistic about it and not complain about it and not worry about it, because worrying and complaining is exactly the opposite of what your cells are after. And so mindset is the first important part. So that's you developing like your optimistic, motivated glasses. You have to put these glasses on and see the world this way when you're operating with your body. And the second one, I'm going to say a word that nobody likes, but the second one is your habits. And if we just boil it all right down, the second one is action. Because you can have all the intention in the world. I mean, you could know the best things, you could have this awesome PH360 profile, but if you're not taking the actions that are required, the actions suggested, then all these intentions, all the greatest intentions in the world, without any real initiative, and that means that you're taking daily actions and creating routines that are going to move you forward. Basically, if you don't do that, you're just kind of stuck in the land of wishes. And that is definitely not a place to be. So mindset plus habits equals thriving, amazing life. Okay, does that like land for everybody? Do you guys get that? And so that's really important. And you guys can start asking questions anytime. Just put your questions up there if you have any questions about what we've been doing so far. One of the things that we have been talking about here is, what can we provide you that is going to take you to the next level? You know, something that is going to just really, really like put you over the top and get you completely balanced with your health. Some people are really great all on their own, doing their own program, and that's awesome. But that isn't everybody, right? Because we're all different. And then there's other people who it would be fantastic to have support and to have a group. And so here are some of the things we've contemplated. One of the things we contemplated is creating like little masterminds, 10 group people where you guys get together. We'll be in a hangout together. It'd be a group coaching session, and you'd actually go through a period of time together, like weekly, for 12 weeks, that we would have a session each week during the 12 weeks. And there would be email in between, of course, if you guys needed anything. But you'd sign up for this. It'd be really affordable, and that you would have this opportunity to go through the first 3 months, or some 3 months, of PH360 together as a group. You could like cheer other people, you could hear what's going on for them, you could be together, you'd get to interact with one of us, and you know, like that's kind of what we've been thinking. And so I'm gonna post a poll right now, and I'd really appreciate it if you guys would fill it out and tell me what you're thinking regarding this, and see if that might be something that you'd be interested in, and what you would like to do. And so just, I'm going to start that poll, and you guys will see it. And I put a few different answers up there, and you guys can just like laugh at them. And if none of the answers are the correct answer for you, then leave your answer in the chat box, and I will listen to it, and I'll see it there. So that is going to be something that we're thinking about doing. The other thing that we're thinking about doing for you guys next would be creating some hangouts that involve making various foods, that we would be doing something where we want to really kind of get some narrowed down hangouts, some really specific hangouts, so that you guys can learn a lot about what it is that you'd like to learn about. So it's really important that you guys could please give us some information, and give us some feedback on what you would like to learn about, because that's the way that we're going to structure our webinars with Matt, and then also putting together the hangouts that you guys would like to be learning. And so be sure and give us as much of the topics that you would like to hear. That was on your initial page when you logged in. If you didn't see that initial page when you logged in, be sure and write some of the topics that you'd like to learn about when you are just in our group here. The great thing about being in a group together and going through this together is that we can address the mindset issues and help shift your mindset. Because if you do something together for 3 months, 3 months is about the amount of time that it takes for you to, now there's some types, biotypes, that their bodies will shift within a week or 2 or even a month, and just it'll be gangbusters. But there's other biotypes that it does take longer. And so 3 months is about the amount of time that it generally would take. But if you would like to have a shorter program, I'd also like to know that. So be sure and let us know that sort of thing too. Yes, Jan, it would be something where you're actually speaking in a conversation. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about having a, like right now we have so many people that it's impossible to do this. And so what we'd be doing is we would be having you guys in the chat room, like we'd all be in a hangout together, and we'd all be interacting. We could all see each other. We'd be looking at each other's faces. It would be really fun, I think. If I was going to be doing this, if I wasn't where I am right now with PH360, that's what I would want to do. Gosh, if we would have had this when I started, I would have loved it. And they would be like my hangout buddies, and we would be going through the journey together and cheering each other on and being a support for one another. And so that's kind of what we're talking about. Yes, that was a great question, Jan. Thanks. And Lisa said, are there things in the profile that never change as we change? Yes, there are some things. It depends on each person. There are some things that do not change, and then there are other things that will change. There's no place in the profile that is a total constant and will absolutely never change. The data itself, if you think about this, you guys, the data in your profile is dependent upon your questions, you answering your questions correctly, and your measurements being done correctly and consistently. So that's the main thing. If you guys have been kind of all over the place with your measurements, or you haven't been doing a full update each time you update during the first month, you definitely want to do a full update. That means remeasure your head, remeasure your jaw, and you want to make sure that you listen to Hangouts number 1 if you haven't already done so. And when you get consistent in your measurements, I had this happen too when I first started. My answers were changing and I was alarmed. And I mean, I was talking to Matt and Rebecca about, oh my gosh, you know, my answers are changing and how could this be right? Maybe it's wrong. But what was changing was the way I was measuring, honestly. And once I got consistent with my measurements, my profile got really consistent in some areas, and then in other areas it still changes as we change. And so there will be some things that do change. And so you'll notice, I think, after you've done it for a little while, that you will get more consistent answers because you've gotten consistent about your measurements and measuring fully. All right, Lisa? And Susan, you know what? We have not come up with the cost for the 12-week coaching group. We've been thinking about you know, something really affordable. Why don't you guys put into the chat box or send me a little note about it, because I'd love to hear that. We were thinking about something that would be, you know, a 12-week coaching group, and maybe if there were 10 people in the coaching group and that's 12 hours, that it would be, you know, something like, I don't know, maybe $120 or something for the whole thing, or somewhere close to that. Maybe it would be, you know, $99 each, or, you know, somewhere in that for a 12-week coaching group. And I mean, we're not talking about some slouchy coach. We're talking about somebody who really knows what they're doing and is going to be able to help you make a difference. And so let's just say if it was $120, somewhere between $99 and $120, would that work? Would you guys like to see that? So I would love to hear from you about what you think regarding that. And Dilip asked, I understand that PH360 uses research in various health areas. Will it be possible to create a library of articles on new research being considered? If we have access to these articles, we can also do our own homework. Maybe even experiment with those concepts. Yes, Dilip, that's so awesome. Yes, in fact, we are going to have a research library, and that will be in our new forum that's coming. It's totally in the works right now, and we will have this new forum coming up soon. So in the next couple of months, we'll have a forum. You can search it. You'll be able to research things. We're going to have a lot of data in there, and that'll be a really fun way for you to do your own self-research. We are also going to be having an awesome weekend in Los Angeles on the 18th and 19th of July. It's going to be in Los Angeles, and we are going to have a live weekend. It's going to be live streamed and live, so you can either be there or you can watch from home. And we are going to be going through all of the areas in the profile extensively. We're going to be having so much fun with it and learning all kinds of interactive games and things that are really going to bring it home for you. And you guys are going to be the first people that are in our general public that are going to be able to see some of the science behind PH360 and how this is possible, that what kind of science we're actually using, and you're going to get to learn about it in a way that will give you all kinds of data for you to be able to understand your profile and all about you so much more. So that's awesome. So we're going to be having that weekend, and I'd love to hear who's interested in the possibility of that weekend being in place. And so that weekend, an early bird price for that is going to be $197, and that's going to include a really fun food fiesta that's going to happen on Saturday night. And people, of course, if you're live streaming, you won't get to do that, but we'll help you. We'll send you the list for you to get your own food fiesta going, so we can all have fun with food on Saturday night. But it'll be really fun. And so if that's something that you'd be interested in, I'd love to hear about that too, because we really want to provide you with the activities and the vehicles that will really give you guys the transformation that you're looking for, that will help you to create the mindset and the habits and the actions that are going to make all the difference for you, right? Because if you know everything and you don't know and you don't take the actions, it's just not going to make any difference. Because really the only difference between transformation and not transformation is action. if you guys think about it. You know, transformation is not magical thinking. It is truly action in the real world, because we're here as human bodies, and our human bodies are interacting with each other, with the environment, with what we put inside of it, with what we're inhaling, and that's what the way we're thinking. You know, these are all factors in our health. And so being at that weekend in Los Angeles will give you time to really incorporate PH360 into your life. And when you leave, you'll be fully vested in making PH360 a part of you. Lisa asked if we'll repeat that weekend. We're thinking like 2 times a year would be a good amount of time to do that. So let us know if that might be something that you guys would like. Is that if we did that twice a year, in the beginning, just maybe twice a year for people to come, but then as we grow, we'll begin to do it more often in more places too. So let's see, Julie, do you first save the file as a PDF and then print, or try to print directly? Are you talking, I think you're talking about the food list, right? I never print the food list, I just don't do it. The reason why is because I always use it on my phone. But I understand in your case, a list might be handy. And so I would always save it as a PDF, and then I would print it from the PDF. That's how I would do it. But you can print it directly. Sometimes it doesn't come out the way you want it to. Remember that it always prints the 1 smileys first. So you're getting your lowest priority foods first. I don't know why it does that right now, and I can't answer that, but it's just the way it works. And so, you know, just be aware that that's going to happen. Okay. Now, another question that people are always asking about is, how do you eat out with PH360? You guys, when you go out to eat, this can be the funnest experience ever. You can actually ask a restaurant to prepare you exactly what you want. They will do it, and it's not expensive because I do it all the time. It's no problem. What happens is that you would go to the restaurant, say for instance, and you cruise through the menu and look at all of the ingredients that you can find on the menu. Like they have listed if they've got goat cheese, for instance, if you can have some cheese, or they've got listed that they've got these grains, or they've got listed that they've got these meats, and they've got listed that they've got these vegetables. And then you can always ask them if they have any other vegetables. And they are so sweet. I've never had anybody even balk at this idea, and they create like a little stir fry for me, a veggie stir fry, and it's awesome. So you can definitely go into a restaurant and order the food as you need it, and they will prepare it for you. And strangely enough, when I've done that, 90% of the time, it's less money than it would have been if I'd ordered from the menu, because they look at it kind of like a side of vegetables. So anyways, you guys can try that out when you're doing it. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Dilip. Sorry. Haha, I didn't get that. Okay, and if you haven't been able to print out your foods, Dilip is actually a very awesome person to help with anything like that. So if you have a technical question, he probably knows the answer. So I would ask it right here on this chat box if you have a question. And I'll also look at my email just in case one of you sends a question to my email. That's support@ph360.me. And if you send a question to my email, if you can't get into the chat, send me a question to email and I will look at it. Okay, great. Let's see. Okay. Oh, can't get to number 5. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. I wonder why it was a kind of a small group. I put it on Facebook. Let's see. Just a moment. Okay. So, all right. So I am looking to see if there is anything else here. Let me look at. Okay. What about fast food places? Dilip. Okay, you're asking about fast food, and probably fast food is not going to be your best bet, but a good one. If you're in the United States, we have, there is a fast food restaurant called Chipotle. And Chipotle is pretty fresh and pretty good, and there's no hormones or antibiotics in any of the food there. And they have some tofu type meat there that is really yummy if you're not eating meat. And they have a lot of veggies that you can choose from. And so that would be a suggestion. Chipotle is really good. If you are able to have a burger, big fast food chain, Carl's Jr. has a natural burger that you can wrap in lettuce. But I do want to mention just that, anytime you're in a fast food situation, it is not going to be as great as it would be if the food was more home cooked, of course. I know you know that. I would highly not recommend going to any of the other fast food locations, even Subway, because when you look at what's in Subway's ingredients, you will see that there are all sorts of preservatives and other additives that are in Subway, and they're not the only ones. All these fast food places, look online and look up their ingredients, and you will see a lot of crazy stuff in them. A great person to be able to follow along with for any of you that are into this is the Food Babe. If you haven't seen the Food Babe, she is a one-woman machine at causing amazingness to happen in the world. She went after Subway was putting an ingredient that was in yoga mats. It was actually the rubber that makes yoga mats fluffy. They were putting it into their buns to make them fluffy. And they weren't putting it into their buns everywhere in the world. They were only putting it in their buns here in the United States because our government allows them to do this. Hello, it's illegal to do in Europe and in other countries, including Australia, and so they don't do it in the other places. But here they were, and her name's Vani, actually, Vani Hara, but she's called the Food Babe, and you can look her up online, thefoodbabe.com, and definitely get on her email list because she will let you know what is going on in all these different areas. She's amazing. So she petitioned, and I believe that that they've either taken it out or they're going to take it out by 2015 or 16. But they are definitely on the verge of taking out the yoga mat out of their nice fluffy buns. You guys, that's the kind of stuff that's happening, and you have no idea. We're just eating this food and we think it's safe, but it's really not. So definitely get schooled up on what's happening with the Food Babe. She's great. Foodbabe.com. Let's see. Anybody else have any questions? Because we might be having a short one today. So I don't see any questions here on my email, and I think that we're pretty good as far as that goes. I'd love to answer any more questions you have. I would love to see you guys in future Hangouts. That would be really fun. And I'm going to tie this up with a little visualization. If you guys are ready for it, hopefully you're going to enjoy this. And if you don't want to do a visualization, then you can go ahead and not participate. But one thing that I want everybody to do, we're going to do two parts of this visualization, okay? Because again, your mindset and your connection with your body and your things in your environment. How many of you go through every day and you don't really, you're kind of on autopilot? And so what we're going to do right now is we're going to take it off autopilot and we're going to get completely present. And the way we're going to do that is wherever you're sitting, I want you to just keep your eyes open. Don't close your eyes yet. Okay, so we're going to do part with our eyes closed and part with our eyes open. And we're going to start with our eyes open. And just really now with your eyes open, I just want you to really get that you're here. Really get, just say that to yourself or even out loud. I am here. I am here. And start to feel your bum in your seat. Or if you're laying down, your back and everything touching whatever you're laying on. And reach down and what's around you right now? Just reach out and touch it. Look at it. If there's a table in front of you, just reach out and say, there's a table, and just reach out and touch it. This table is here. And then reach out and touch your legs and say, look at them and say, wow, my legs are here. And put your hands on your legs and feel your hands on your legs. Reach out and touch your knees. My knees are here. And reach up and touch your chest. My chest is here. Feel your hands on your chest. And take a deep breath in. And think about, my lungs are here. Like, start feeling here and reach out and touch the chair you're sitting in. My chair is here. Just start saying, start touching everything around you. And don't stop. Don't think like, oh, I already did this. Keep doing it until you feel a shift happen. And you'll notice it. It doesn't take that long. Feel your hands on the seat. Feel your bum on the seat. Your feet on the floor, wherever they are. Feel the air that's on your cheeks right now. Just feel the room. Like, listen out now and hear the sounds. See if you can hear the furthest out sound away from you, keeping your eyes open. Don't close your eyes yet. Stay in the world right now and see how you can transform your waking world in the same way that you do when you're meditating. And just like feel your back now against the back of the seat, keeping your eyes open. Just touch your cheeks. Wow, those are my cheeks. Feel them. Your eyes, your forehead. Feel your hair. Pull on it a little. Really get present to this body, this amazing body that's doing all this work for you. Like, now when you're touching it, like, touch it and feel like yourself, like giving it a little love. Like, wow, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Telling your body thank you. Remember Dr. Emoto, how he showed us that water crystals hold the thought that we put into them. And if there was a word on the water crystals, or if you said certain words to the water crystals, that they would actually change and turn into these beautiful crystalline structures when you exhibited love or joy. So right now, your body is made up of 70% water, approximately. So just tell it, thank you, I love you. Reach down and feel it. Feel your feet. I mean, how often do you bend down and thank your calf for being there for you? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your wrist. Think about all the work your wrist and your hands do every day. How often do you say thank you? Tell them, thank you so much. Now imagine these trillions of cells in your body right now. You've got all of these trillions of cells. And now you can say thank you to them. And like, imagine that they can hear you and that they're relaxing. Like, the cells in your head are relaxing, cells in your body are relaxing. Feel your blood as it really gets, your hands going over your body. Your blood is just under your skin and it can feel you. And your blood is like so happy when you're running your hand down your arm or on your stomach. And now just reaching out and touching these parts of you, even the parts that sometimes we don't want to touch. And just looking at yourself and saying, oh wow, thank you, thigh. And like those little thigh bubbles, the ones that we just think we want to get rid of. Well, those thigh pockets that have all that cellulite in them, those are protecting our body. They're storing toxins that we've acquired, either thinking them or breathing them or being bathed in them. Whatever's happened, they're protecting us. And say thank you. And just feel your body relaxing because you are touching it and acknowledging it and being with it and looking at it. I mean, really looking at it. And now feel your stomach. I mean, how many times do we just like, wow, I don't want to feel that part of my tummy because I don't like the way it's bending or folding or whatever. But what if, like, there's a reason why it's there right now? I mean, our body is so incredibly intelligent and it's doing what's best for us in every moment. So when our body creates inflammation, it is protecting us. And the fat, the cellulite, the things that we've got going on, our hurt joints and, pains that we might have, those are all trying to tell our body something. Our body is trying to tell us something. And so just touch your body and acknowledge it. Send it love through your hands. Say thank you, I love you, and let it keep going. And now imagine in your back. Like, imagine right now that your hands, just put your hands at the very top of your neck
and let them touch on your shoulders. And if for some reason you can't touch your neck, imagine you're touching your neck, because your mind doesn't know the difference if you're imagining it or if you're really doing it. And so imagine that you're touching your neck and send love. Feel it going all the way down through your spine. Just sending that love down through your spine. And that you are going down, just feel it going down through your spine, all the way down into your sacrum, and then back up again. And feel that channel around your spine beginning to open up and become more fluid. The spine where maybe you've gotten a little crusty, or maybe you got a little stuck in your ways and your back got a little stuck. Now just feel it like opening up, kind of like these little pieces of things that are stuck in, they could be stuck in your hands, little pieces of arthritis or little pieces of inflammation stuck in your back, little pieces where it's just kind of clogged up, like just feel it just a little bit coming undone. And just let it be and tell it, thank you. And now imagine your organs inside of your body. Like, think about your lungs. How many breaths have you taken so far today? I mean, do you even know? Do you know how many times your lungs have breathed in and out? Imagine that. Take a full deep breath and let it out. And just let it out with a sound. And reaching over on your right hand side, on your side, just feel your liver. Your liver does so much to protect you. It takes all of the times that we get frustrated, that we get angry, and it stores them here to protect you. So just feel it, send it some love so that it can let go of some of these things that it might have stored. And just feel your organs and your heart opening up, letting your heart valves just open up and feel them coming undone. And now your stomach, the stomach that you hold that middle section so tight, feel yourself just like letting it go, just releasing it and telling it thank you. Thank you so much for being there. Even if it's not perfect, even if it's giving you trouble, thank you. It's keeping you alive right now. Your body, if you're listening to this visualization, that means you're alive. And your body is the one keeping you there. So just letting it be appreciated, appreciating your body. So I would say that while you've been, appreciating your body, the next thing to do would be to look at yourself in the mirror. The next time you're standing in the mirror, look at your body and touch your arms. Touch the places in your body that you don't even like to look at. Touch it and say thank you, thank you, thank you. Because when those cells feel that love, they're going to relax and they're going to stop holding all that tension and they're going to de-stress and they're going to let go of whatever it is that's keeping you out of balance. It will let go and your cells are going to get on board with helping you create the most amazing transformation in your health that you've ever experienced. And so that's the sort of thing that we are up to. Okay, great. There's a few more questions up here. Yes, I will post the new batch of Hangouts coming up on Facebook. They start next Monday. I'll post them all, no problem. And there are visualizations coming with Angie Johnsy. Yes. Matt and Angie have only sent 2 of the 10. The third one's coming out soon, Diane, and so you'll have that soon. And Julie, we are coming up with so many. There are 220 items that are being added in the next upload. I'll make sure that that xanthan gum is also added. I don't think it's in there right now. And I'll get it in, and that will be really awesome. Yeah, and gluten-free and my grains mentioned oats, but even gluten-friendly oats give you a reaction. Oh my goodness, well then you probably shouldn't eat the oats, Julie, if they give you a reaction. That's not a good thing, right? Okay, so remember that PH360 is guiding your body
and that you have a full array of choices, that you're the one that chooses. And like, I've had a few people who have sent me notes and said that their social sections or mind sections or career sections were incorrect. But again, I just want you guys to think about this. What were you like when you were a kid? Like, what sort of things did you enjoy doing when you were a kid? And see if some of that fits in a little better. And this isn't saying this is the way you are. It's saying this is the way your body naturally is. What's natural for you. I mean, you could be way far off base. When you're young, if you took a 2-degree turn to the right, you're going to end up in a whole different city, right? And so that is the sort of things that you guys can definitely be doing. Let's see, my new family is on her dashboard but doesn't have any entry in her fitness. Oh, goodness. Well, anybody who's having a problem with anything, be sure to send me a note in, support at PH360.me, support at PH360.me, and we will make sure that we get tech on it and get them all squared away. There could be a million reasons why that's not happening right now, and so I'm not sure what it is. All right, you guys, well, it was awesome having you. Thank you so much for being on these Hangouts with me. I'm super excited to be, I'm so happy that you guys have chosen to spend your time on these Hangouts and all of us having this experience together. And we are so excited about providing you with all sorts of awesome things that that you would like to have us show you and to share with you. And so be sure and let us know, because that's why we're here. We're here to serve you. And we wouldn't be here without you. We have a big mission on the planet, and our mission is to transform the health of people all over the world. And that is to transform the way that people are with disease and pain. To transform the way that we do with managing disease and pain, and transform it into a place where we're preventing disease and pain and living in a thriving, amazing body that's natural for each one of us. And so we are going to be up to that. If anybody's not on Facebook, just send me a note in support and I will send you everything. No problem. That would be great. So I love you guys, and thank you so much for being here. You are awesome. And I look forward to seeing everybody again in the next set of Hangouts. And we have more Hangouts coming. We just need to know what you guys want to know about, but we'll be posting some Hangouts soon, and what we'll be learning next. And looking forward to what's next. And we want to hear about you guys, so be sure and post your results and what's happening with you on Facebook. We would love to hear that. Or if you're not a Facebook person, send them to us in support. Let us know how you're doing, what sort of transformations you're experiencing, where you need support. We are here for you. And one last thing, we have that amazing why everything is happening that's coming up in your, it's going to be in the new food panel. Daniela is working on it right now. And so just for the next couple of months, it's going to be about 6 weeks to 8 weeks. We are not going to be able to answer many of those personal questions that need research by Daniela. So we are going to be letting her get that why done for us, and then we're all going to have the reasons. And so if you guys can just hold off on those, on the questions that entail that sort of technical knowledge, then we are going to have that up in the next couple of months, and you're going to be able to see it right there on your dashboard. Everyone in PH360 will be able to see it, and it's going to be awesome. So thank you so much for being here, and we love you, and we hope that you are going to have an amazing time, and stay in touch. Definitely stay in touch, and we'll look forward to checking you in the near future, you guys. So we'll talk to you soon. Mwah!